Welcome, everybody, to Soul Purpose Healing. We are on YouTube tonight, Viata's Tiny House Village, and unfortunately, Blog Talk not working again. So we still press on. We don't let anything disrupt the transformation and the transition of truth to the world. That's what we're here to do, is bring you the truth and transmit love. We're transmitting love energy tonight. So we are on Facebook Live, Facebook Viata, Viyaahta, and we're on YouTube, Viata's Tiny House Village. So we're not going to play our Blog Talk Radio first, but I'm going to go ahead and show you my tiny house village. Here we go. We welcome you all to Viata's Tiny House Village. All right. Then you got the full video as I've tried to communicate to our listeners that if you'd like to comment tonight, you have to call 727-731-5192 because Blog Talk has failed us again. but they'll be back. We'll be back. But we do have a show tonight on Facebook Live and YouTube, Viata's Tiny House Village. We can always count on Viata's Tiny House Village to bring us the visual. All right. So thank you for joining me this evening. I was listening to Matt Kahn earlier today, and that's why we're talking about God is not a narcissist, because he made that statement and it was kind of like, it shook me, it got my attention. And I thought, okay, that's a true statement, I think. And it's like, what does it mean? So I'm going to share with you a little bit of his video with his wife, Joy. They're such a dynamic, beautiful, spiritual, calming couple. They're very calming, in my opinion, because they bring so much wisdom and spirituality. So we're going to play a little bit of their video where he brings out the fact that God is not a narcissist. I think it's especially important these days, as we have been in this serious debate about reproductive rights, and I've talked about it on my Friday show, and we're still talking about it. I got a text from a friend, so-called friend, this evening about that topic, about why they're voting for her. And Bernie Sanders made a comment why he's voting for her, and just the lies that are being presented. How do you know it's a lie? Biology is truth. That's our plumb line for truth, in my opinion, is your physical body. Everything, if you know how this body functions on every level, that is capital T truth, because we've all come here from the same process, the sex, the pregnancy, the birth, and now we're all floating, running around, walking around in these biological computers. So if you understand the program for this computer in every dimension, then you can compare that to truth and what people are talking about these days, politically, domestically, relationships, you name it. The body lines up with truth. So I'm republishing a book I wrote 11 years ago called My Body is Talking to Me. You probably don't even know about it because I haven't been very very active in promoting it. In fact, that's what Matt and Joy talk about in their video, is why doubting yourself doesn't work. And on some level, I've doubted myself in promoting this book. And I took a class today from Canfield, the guy who wrote the Kitchen Soup for the Soul, or Chicken Soup. He wrote Chicken Soup. He wrote a whole series of books. This guy made $500 million or something on those series of books. So he's the expert on writing books and the whole process and how you can overcome any introvert energy and become an extrovert at promoting yourself and your book. So I took this class this afternoon. Wow, was it helpful. I am so ready to jump in and promote and market this book as I re-edit and do some things with it. But tonight, the reason we're talking about the creator is not a narcissist, because we are evolving and transforming out of controlling things and the need to control. That's what narcissistic energy is all about. Control, control, control. And he's right. The creator really is not a controller. The creator allows everything. And it's our job, I think, the conscious ones, to educate and inform and enlighten. So when we talk about a subject like reproductive rights, I just feel it's my responsibility to share the truth in terms of, again, the biological computer. I don't care what everybody else is saying. I know what truth is. So then your choice is whether you want to talk about truth or lies or what. It has to line up with this biological computer to be of any validity. Okay. So that's what we're going to dive into tonight. We only have an hour show tonight. So let's get busy. and bring that up so we can be prepared for what's coming this week. And this week, as we all know, the election for the president of the United States is going to be sort of finalized on Tuesday. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. Whatever it is, we all need to be ready to transform from the psychopathic warmongering government that's been in the United States for too long. Okay? I don't care who wins at this point, because there's been a lot of fear around the choices that people are making. Fear about what could happen if this person gets in, or what could happen. That's been the whole campaign's been like COVID all over again. Fear mongering everywhere. What if they get in? What's going to happen? We're all going to die. Women aren't going to have any rights. Women are going to put in all crazy fear. So I'm acknowledging the fear that's everywhere, and I'm going to just teach and promote transformation. And that's what we're promoting, transformation tonight. So when we are doing heavy work like this, we need our ancestors' help. So who better to bring in the energy of our ancestors but Becca Shea, this beautiful Christian artist who has created a video and music to drum in the truth of our ancestors. So let's go to our drumming and let's do some drum work to change and prepare the atmosphere for truth to come in, and nothing but the truth. So help us, Yah. All right? All right, let's get our drums out. Let's do some drumming and have some fun. All right.
And has blood has run some people for God. From every tribe and language, people, every nation. Where warriors are falling, there's a resurrection coming. It's your time to rise and shine. Wake up, you sleeping giant. Those of injustice are being healed by the peace of Yahweh. He's bringing us power through unity. Where warriors are falling, there's a resurrection coming. Tribals come alive. Yeah, wake up, you sleeping giant. Your heart. I feel it, yeah. I feel your heartbeat. I feel it, yeah. I feel your heartbeat. I feel it, I feel your heartbeat. I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. Yeshua, bring us together, bring us together. We cry, Yeshua, bring us together, bring us together. We cry, Yeshua, bring us together, bring us together. We cry out, your heartbeat, oh, your heartbeat. This is the hour to know whose side to stand by. Raise up the standard in battle for every fellow tribe. Our warriors are fighting, there's a revival igniting. Search for such a time. Yeah, arise, you blazing fire. Brave, stand firm and listen to your destiny. The rhythm of our Father moves with victory. Where warriors are fighting, there's a revival igniting. So my soul God, and arise, blazing fire. Your heartbeat, I feel it. Yeah, I feel your heartbeat. I feel it. Yeah, I feel your heartbeat. I feel it. I feel your heartbeat. I feel it. I feel it, I feel it, Yeshua, bring us together, bring us together. We cry, Yeshua, bring us together, bring us together. We cry, Yeshua, bring us together, bring us together. We cry out, your heartbeat, oh, your heartbeat. Bring us together. We cry out, your heartbeat. bring us together, bring us together. We cry as you are, bring us together, bring us together. Together we cry as you are, bring us together, bring us together. We cry out your heartbeat, oh, your heartbeat.
Hey, 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 hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, yes, I'm ready, ready. Woo-hoo, I thank you, Grandma Pearl. I thank you, Grandfather Doc. I thank you, all my ancestors, for your love and your compassion, your wisdom that's coming in tonight to help us lower the blood pressures, balance the blood pressures, to bring unity, to bring unity. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, universe, for the love and compassion and the wisdom that you're bringing to us tonight, this November 3rd, 2024. We're actually in a number 4 cycle ringing around us, 11, 324, and then there's a whole nother number cycle from the 13 moon calendar that we all should be learning about. So thank you all for joining us. We've got some people in the studio, in the Facebook. The Joy, Sister Joy is joining us. Fear, high blood pressure claiming. Love this. Bring in our ancestors for truth to enter. Drum us on in. Woohoo! Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Sister Joy. That's exactly what we're doing. We breathe. We breathe deeply for any imbalances like high blood pressure. We can bring the blood pressure down when we breathe deeply. Inhale, inhale, inhale through the nose and through the nose. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Deeper, 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 deeper. And exhale. Inhale, 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 inhale. Deeper, 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 deeper. More oxygen, more oxygen, more oxygen. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. Inhale, 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 inhale. More, deeper, deeper, deeper. And exhale. And that's the message I got today as I was walking. Thank you, Sister Joy. And then Empress Regina, royalty in the house, royalty in the house, great being, beloved. Love to both of you sisters joining us and all of those who are joining us on the on-air network. Welcome, welcome, because Blog Talk failed us again, but that's okay. We don't depend fully on Blog Talk here. That's why I set up a show on YouTube and Facebook, 2 Facebook pages we're on, so that you don't miss the message that we're bringing today, because it's an important message. And especially for me, for moi, so much division right now. The next 2 days, I think I'm going to just fast from all social media. I don't want to hear any more debates about this, because whoever wins this election, whoever they select, let's just be real about it. Those of us who are conscious, we need to prepare to transform and disconnect from any attachment to the psychopathic, warmongering government that we have. Okay, let's not get any more stress. Let's reduce the stress tonight about this election. Take a break for the next 2 days. Don't watch the news, especially don't watch the news, because there's so much lies going on. And again, if you're just joining us, how do you know truth from lies? Because they're mixing it all up. The media, social media, everybody, YouTube, everybody's mixing up the lies and the truth. How do you know the T, capital T, truth? This physical body, biological computer is all truth. You cannot deny that when you put food in your mouth, when you chew it and all those enzymes mix with the food and you swallow it, there's a process that goes on, and it's only interfered by your emotions and your mental activity. That is all true. So the more we know about this body, the more we can have reasonable conversations about truth. Because there's so many people out there who want to debate. When I talk about, as I did on Friday, and I showed a video about the doctor, an abortion doctor, who left his job because he realized how demonic it was, ripping a baby out of the womb. Now, I had someone texting me talking about, well, the Bible doesn't say anything about blah 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 and blah blah blah, and they're a Christian now. There's a Christian telling me that a woman should have the choice in an emergency or in certain situations, she should be able to do that. That's fine. That's what we're talking about tonight. Self-responsibility. As long as you're taking responsibility for your actions, then that's truth. That's what we're going to see tonight. But the Bible does say, I know the Bible, I lived the Bible, okay, for 50 years, that the Creator says, I believe it's in Deuteronomy, I set before you life and death. Choose life so that you and your seeds may live. Okay. So the Bible does, in fact, encourage us to choose life, but we don't have to. So that's what tonight's video and teaching is about. Self-responsibility. You choose whatever the hell you want to do in this planet. You can kill yourself. You can kill other people. You can vote for whoever you want, but take responsibility for your choices. Like, can we do that? No, no, no. That's too much. That's too adult-like. So that's why tonight we're talking about why doubting yourself doesn't work. Because what Joy and Matt Kahn are talking about tonight is self-responsibility and alchemy. What is alchemy? Alchemy is that process that changes the metal into gold, that it changes a substance, a metal into gold, into another substance. The transformation is what alchemy is all about. And that's what Matt and his beautiful wife are going to talk about. And I'm going to just play a little bit about the video. They're talking about why doubting yourself doesn't work. And I'm a personal testimony that my first book, which I wrote 11 years ago, I kind of doubted myself, whether it was worth, marketing, whether it was worth, promoting. I doubted myself a lot in that book. When I got to my dad's book, Mama AZ's in the house. Okay. When I got to my dad's book, I didn't have as much doubt because I was really wanting to promote my dad. This book right here. I did a lot more marketing on that book, and then I just ran out of books. So my next book that I'm republishing is going to be an ebook only. First of all, I'm editing it now to bring it up to date with my spiritual journey, and I'm going to promote it and market it with the help of a really good publishing company. So again, Matt is talking about doubting yourself doesn't work, taking self-responsibility, and the process of alchemy. How does it work? Especially today, alchemy, transforming from all the lies and the warmongering that we've been subjected to for the last hundreds of years, military complex, all that. Let's take a deep breath because Joy brought it out. Fear, fear, fear. That's the one word, sisters and brothers, that could describe this political season we've been in. Fear about what's going to happen if this person gets in, or what's going to happen if that person gets in. And so let's attack each other because you don't think like I think and you don't believe like I do. Whatever. Yah, Creator, God is not a narcissist. And that's what you're going to hear from Matt Kahn tonight and his wife. So let me play a little bit of that video. In fact, I'm going to start at a certain spot. I'm not going to play. In the beginning of this, why doubting yourself doesn't work, Matt talks about his own beginnings as working in LA, Hollywood, and doing performances and doing all these things, and then doubting himself, and then not making the choices he wanted to make. But then he began to grow and mature. And that's really that's really what the journey is about when you decide that the idea of ripping a baby out of its mother's womb is just evil, pure evil, in my opinion. That's where I've come to that understanding and that belief. The people who even created it. But then again, like he's saying here in this why doubting yourself and work, we have to take self-responsibility for whatever choices we're making. But I have just come into the awareness I don't want to promote killing babies. I don't want in any way, form, shape, or form. I'm going to help my granddaughter love herself more, appreciate this sacred temple of truth more. That's my job. And then if you want to promote choice, reproductive choice, and you can not take responsibility when you get pregnant, I can't interfere. I just can't interfere anymore. But it's my job to educate, inform, and hopefully inspire young women and men to work together to either prevent the pregnancy or bring forth life from the womb as you were intended to do. Okay? So let's listen to a little bit of Joy and Matt Kahn, who are talking about alchemy really in this presentation. Okay, let's see. Love you in this process. Let me make sure I got everything set up here. No, I didn't even put. So we're going to be listening to, again, if you're just joining us, we're going to be listening to Matt Kahn. Some of you probably know him, and his wife talking about why doubting yourself doesn't work and the process of alchemy, transforming one material into something more valuable, something more solid, something more important, which is what we are all going to have to do no matter who wins this election. We have to stop the division, come into, we don't have to do anything. Let me read. We can stop the division, focus on transformation from this psychopathic warmongering government. That's what I want to say. Okay, Matt and his wife Joy are going to help us understand why doubting yourself doesn't work and how alchemy works.
And that's the true alchemy. Is very similar to if I'm baking a cake or cooking something on the stovetop and I mix different ingredients. As I'm bringing those things together, they react to each other. And sometimes the reaction while you're cooking something is very different than the reaction when you're eating it later. Right? Some things are coming together in the pan and they're boiling and they're popping, and you don't want to eat it when it's in that state. But it has to move through that. This process does that. The moment you make a decision, your body begins to bubble up, like that pan boiling things to the surface. But because of the incredible design of this place we live, in this body, in this world, it only bubbles up the things that bring you to what you want. It doesn't bubble up everything. It bubbles up the exact things that are the way. Just like in the pan, everything that's bubbling is in the meal. So all that stuff that's rising up in our body, it happens, it gets activated on the decision. The moment you act a decision, you've never been more afraid than when you made that decision. You didn't even do anything yet. You're terrified, right? So in this work, we learn to do the equivalent of putting an oven mitt on. Well, don't get burned. You have something bubbling up. Well, let's pause for a moment. Let's be with that experience. Let's remember we're safe. Let's breathe. Just because I made a decision and I feel anxious, unafraid, and unsafe doesn't mean I am. I am alchemizing the things in my body that are helping me experience what's next. It is the pathway. The moment we make a decision, we shift states in this process, in this cycle, and we move into action. The action begins in the body. You don't take an action yet. All the cells in your body begin to rally. They take the action first. So if you're wondering those feelings in your body, oh my gosh, is this going to stop me? No, this is starting you.
And that's why I keep saying the only truth with a capital T is your body. Because outside of us, you can look at nature and determine whether it's truth. You can look at other things, but your body will always tell you what's true.
This is what gets you going.
And how often do we, without knowing the steps, make a decision, feel the inner pan bubbling, and assume that's the universe saying you shouldn't do it? Oh, that's clearly a sign I shouldn't do it. And yet we live in a world of polarity, which is the balance of opposites, right? Everything has an opposite. Sunrise, sunset, light, dark. Everything has an opposite. So when you decide to step into something and something bubbles up and it feels like adversity, fear, resistance, however you want to call it, that bubbling up is actually the healing and transmutation of what's making greater space for you to move into what you just decided. But that's not how you have been trained. You have been trained to doubt yourself at every turn. So any little feedback you get must be the universe saying no to you. Now, here's a good question to ask yourself. If the universe is going to say no to you, why would it have given you the desire in the first place? That's a very unproductive universe. Hey, think about candy. I'd like candy. No. Again, I've said this before, but it's worth repeating. God is not a narcissist. Surely God has better things to do. Surely. So, and I love the analogy of the pan. I love how you describe that, right? Things bubble in the pan, either with the lid on to circulate heat and bring the flavors together, or the pot comes off to reduce and to concentrate. And so when you start burbling and things start tightening and cooking, that's how flavors get concentrated. So it's the universe's way of saying, this isn't a no, this is a, now it's time to concentrate. Now it's time to focus. And so I can tell you, and I can give you a nearly 99% guarantee that most things that you want to step into, what you feel is a transmutation, creating space for you to step further into it, at least one intersection at a time. And it's not the universe saying no to you. The only time to pay attention to when you feel that way is in response to another person that you might be dating or considering spending close proximity with. And then, even then, you want to kind of watch, are their words and actions matching up to see if it's a warning of safety. Because if some of us come from backgrounds of trauma, there's also that mechanism that says this person might help you repeat that pattern. So, but that doesn't happen as often as you'd think. So when you have an idea of something you like or you desire, and then you feel, oh, that's not the universe saying no to you. That's the universe concentrating your flavor. Saying things are burbling, things are reducing. And right, and in a pan, when you reduce things, it makes things that seem far apart in the pan come close together. So it's bringing you and your dream closer together. Things are becoming concentrated. The liquid is dissolving. The water is evaporating. And seemingly separate solid forms are coming together.
So as all that action is happening inside of the body, it creates the opportunity for course correction and for, well, we'll say course correction from the way you were doing things no longer exist. And you're learning what the new course is. Just like in the kitchen, the course correction can be a little taste test. Do we need more sugar? Do we need more citrus? There's a perfect balance, I hear, from the exact
Yes.
pieces. There is a perfect alchemy. But there is also that in our journey with alchemy, right? As we're creating things, there is a perfect balance. There's I'm going to take an action and I'm going to find out how that feels and tastes to me. What's the experience of this in the world? So as I take those actions, as I feel this in my stomach and I'm in to now take an action, from this burbling, I get feedback. It will shift. There'll be an emotion that arises that gives me feedback. I need to feel this and I need to grieve something. And I can either push that back down or I can grieve it. If I grieve it, I'm well on my way. If I put it back down, well, it's just we haven't left yet. We're not taking the next actions. We're still maybe vacillating between the decision and the action again. And we're going to be thinking about shifting backwards. This stage of the journey is one of the most important because of our addiction to awareness. This is the moment where you will interrupt a pattern of what's going on inside of me, what's happening. And if only I could become aware to exactly what's happening. Oh, I know. My acidity levels are off. I'm not pH balanced enough. Something else is happening. Maybe I need to do this. And maybe some of those things are on your way to that. But the addiction to the awareness can cause you to go down a rabbit hole of seeking how to stop the movement in the body rather than feeling the emotions and the grief and the sadness of the life that was, the pathway that was, as it's coming undone, as it's in entropy while your new path is being created. There can be this desire to simply arrive at an awareness. Oh, I'm just changing. Wonderful. Okay, I feel better. Now I can relax and take a nap. That becomes a loop that sidetracks you from the alchemy. What's going on inside of me? Oh, I'm changing. Okay. New awareness. Now I come to the decision over and over and over again, rather than staying with the decision and saying, whatever you have for me, I walk through it. If my desire to fulfill my purpose brings up stuff in my body and I need to go talk to a physician and find out what's going on, it's the path to my purpose. I need a different energy level. I need my body to be in a different state in order to fulfill this. I just didn't know what was needed. It's the path. Now you're on the course correction. The way that you were living in your body isn't going to work for this desire you have. Are you willing? How much does it mean to you? Oh, I really wanted to work on my purpose. Why is my body the thing that's yelling at me? Because it's the way. Our ability in that moment to remember, I made a decision and it means something to me that I keep going, so I'm going to keep going. That's the moment you're now walking with the universe and you are co-creating. You've now made it beyond the space of I'd like to co-create. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's just, throw some ideas back and forth. Let's, masterminds, do a little dreaming on the whiteboard of the universe. We've moved it past that.
So I'm going to stop it there because I do want to hear from you who are here, whether in the on-air network, whether or not this, so first of all, resonates with you, what they're saying about doubting yourself and making decisions that you can understand the process and not doubt yourself. What is that? What does this resonate with you? I tell you, I'll give you a personal testimony. The first book I wrote, I titled it, My Body is Talking to Me. That's why I guess I don't know if this resonates with me alone and nobody else. But when I heard them talking about alchemy and the body and bubbling up and all the cooking and all that. I just like, wow, this is just so reminding me of this transformation that I've gone through, even with being an author. I wrote this book. I titled it "My Body is Talking to Me," and then I had one meeting with a senior citizen group. I spoke to them about the book. Everybody bought the book, and then I just didn't do anything because I doubted myself. I doubted myself in many ways. And I had one woman who was my marketer. It was an 80-year-old woman who was very close to me. She was like a mentor to my children. She would buy my books and give them out for free to her friends. So she was the only person who had any confidence, and I mean real confidence, and trusted me and really promoted me. But my personal journey was doubting myself. This time around, 11 years later, I get a call from a publisher who says, "We're interested in your book. Would you like us to work with you to get it out there?" So I've been working with them, gave them some money, and I am so ready. And I'm changing the title from "My Body is Talking to Me" to "From Fear to Faith in the Master Design, My Journey to Transformation." That's the working title right now. I'm taking out "My Body is Talking to Me" and putting in "From Fear," because a lot of what they're talking about tonight and what we are experiencing in this country right now has been a lot of fear about who's going to be the leader of our country. Lots of fear. I recognized it a few weeks ago. I'm like, wow, people are really afraid that if this person gets in, that we're going to have hell. And if that person gets in, we're going to have hell. It's going to be just a terrible place to be. So here we are, a few days before the big selection. And I really want to give you a gift of peace and preparation to transform your connection to a government that is psychopathic and warmongering. This is the joy we can have no matter who is selected. Let us have unity in the idea that we are the president. This is again, I go back to this, which I talked about several weeks ago. Be your own president and stop being in fear about what's going to happen if either he or she gets in as president. Can we just stop the fear? No more fear. Breathe in joy, bring in love, bring in wisdom and compassion. Breathe it out. I was walking today and I just heard breathe. You need to take deeper breaths. That's all you need to focus on is breathing deeper breaths. So I want to hear from you. I only scheduled this show for an hour. And that is the plan we have for the Female Solution going forward. We are going to be scheduling 1 hour shows. And my feeling is unless there are enough people who want a conversation to go on and it's valid, legitimate, and truthful, and it's a healthy conversation. I said something on the Threads platform, which I have deleted from my phone since then. I said, I love to listen to Joe Rogan. And he recently interviewed J.D. Vance. And it was a 3-hour interview. I watched about 2.5 hours because I love healthy conversations. I love them. Even when I used to watch Oprah Winfrey every Sunday, the spiritual show she had every Sunday. I loved to watch Oprah because the conversations were great, healthy conversation. And I learned a lot about being even a host on Blog Talk Radio, being a better listener. So when I said that about Joe Rogan, I said, I don't care who he's talking to. I just like to learn about healthy, and I learned a lot in that interview, by the way, with J.D. Vance. There's a lot of global education and all that. But someone actually commented, "Oh, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah." It was just name calling and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. I deleted the app. I don't need that drama. So I just moved on. and I'll just stick with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and even X. I don't have that much drama on X that they claim. So we want to hear from you before we go. I know we have a few people in the on-air network. So if you want to speak, let me first of all go with the comments that I see in front of me. We'll start there because I do see a lot. Let's see. We recognize the royalty Empress Regina, and then Zelda says, "Grand evening, transformation teacher. Thank us. Thank us." That's what we do on the Female Solution. We are transforming lives by speaking truth and speaking enlightenment and in speaking encouraging words. So that's what we do. Thank us. And Kwame's in the house. He says, microwave environments, bubble up bodies and minds. There you go. Now that's a truth about microwave, how it cooks the body. It can, if you spend enough time doing around microwaves, it can do a lot of damage. But I say you can also overcome that. You can overcome that. My son over there, he uses microwave all the time, and he's just as healthy as he can be. He overcomes sickness really well. I think that's because mom laid a great foundation and eliminated a lot of junk food when he was young. Now he's having a party over there, but he overcomes quickly because he laughs a lot and he knows how to balance stress in his life. So true, Kwame, it can definitely affect bodies and mind, but people need to know how to overcome that. And that's what Matt and Joy were talking about. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your ability, especially don't doubt your body's ability to overcome anything when this mind is right. That's why you can look at what's going on in the political scene, and all this fear is so unnecessary, really, when you have the right mind. So Kwame says, Cosmos is downloading our frequencies, are not in tune, I think you meant. So true. There you go. There's a lot of energy going on in the cosmos. I saw an astrology reading and a YouTube reading. Yeah. So every time my body is feeling out of balance, I'm like, what's going on up there? And sometimes I'll call Kwame, what's going on? Because my body feels different. EMF, WIF, soup nano interference. Kwame says, yep, all of that's going on for sure. We got a lot going on. He has a big belly. Who's that? Who has a big belly? I guess you're talking about Matt. Yeah, he seems to have gained weight, and that might be because he's happy with this is his second marriage. I know Mama AZ will know Matt Khan's been through, I think he had one wife and that didn't last long, but this is second. He seems to be eating well. I'll say that seems to be putting on a little weight. So true. And Zelda says, now I understand why I have been having some very weird experiences. Wow. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. We call on Kwame to diagnose why we're feeling different today. And it usually has something to do with the cosmic energy. She's correct. Addiction. Yeah, we have an addiction to awareness, I think is what she said. So when she's referring to awareness like that, it makes you think that you need to make some shifts and a change. But as we're talking about, don't doubt yourself. Just make the choice, and in my opinion, learn the lesson, whatever the outcome is. Overeaters Anonymous, yeah, there needs to be one for sure. And then Zelda, love the new title. Oh, you mean the title of the book? I think that's what I like it. I was praying and asking. I knew I needed a new title, but the what came to me is fear, and I think it's the atmosphere of this political energy that I kept saying, wow, everybody's in fear, and I need to inspire and encourage with this book to come out of fear. And how I did it was learning about this biological computer and German New Medicine, which gives you a full understanding why things bubble up the way they do. Joy was talking about giving a metaphor of sorts, but that's such a truth about why do things bubble up? Why do we get inflamed when we make choices or doubt ourselves? It's because we're not walking in a truth of responsibility for our choices. Sometimes we just, oh, I made the wrong choice. You make a choice, oh, I wish I hadn't done. Regret, let me say that, regret. That's what may cause things to bubble up a lot, is we make a decision and then we regret it. And Zelda says, set your alarm for new time, 7 to 8 a.m. Central tomorrow, higher learning. Zelda's going to be on Monday morning mindfulness, only 1 hour now. Tomorrow, set your alarm for new time. Okay, I don't remember what's the title tomorrow. Oh, she's going to be talking about, I think, Zelda, what's your title to your topic tomorrow? I don't think I saw that. Yeah. And then Kwame says, creator knew who will be in the next leadership. Absolutely. I saw a woman do an analysis of the election based on totally on planetary readings for her and planetary readings for him, Trump and Kamala. Man, she predicted who would win based on the energy of the planets. I thought, wow, that is fascinating. She believes that certain people are going to win. One of those are going to win because the energy for that person in their chart, in their astrological chart, is a certain way. And so that's why she believes that person is going to win. I'm not going to say, but because don't want to cause any more fear or concern about what happens. But I thought it was just fascinating the way she analyzed that. So we'll see. JD Vance, healthy conversation. So I guess that means you watched Joe Rogan. I loved it. I just loved it. Got to know him more, and it was, they were laughing and cursing, and it was just such a nice, healthy, not calling each other names as the children do on Threads. Threads is a good place for children to play in the sandbox and throw sand at each other and call each other names. And after about 2 or 3 weeks on there, I'm like, I don't need this drama. Bye. So here I am back on limited social media. So are there any comments or questions from the On Air Everywhere Network? We got about 5 minutes left. So let me see who's on air. Let's see. We can either 321 or 336. Those are the callers on there. Do you have a comment now? Speak now if you have a comment.
Dr. V, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Greetings. Gratitude, as Mercedes says, gratitude. I'm
Yes.
going to start using that.
Yes.
Fear will stop you in your tracks. Dead in your tracks if you are not conscious of you being in fear about anything. And we do need to have a follow-up of the powwow that I was there for almost 2 weeks. Dr. Z, it's like I'm being defrosted. That powwow has thawed me out, or the beginnings of getting thawed out, and we got to talk about it. I'm not going to trip. Someone said to me, Mama HD, they really butchered you up. And what are you going to do about it? I said, nothing. I don't have the energy to consult with 50 or 60 different attorneys. That's just wasting energy. I have to figure out, how do I move forward from right where I am in a good way? And I just made some decisions listening to you and Matt Kahn and Joy. not to be afraid or fearful of anything. I lost my keys. I'm going to give you an example. And the manager has tall issues with me. And I was debating on, do I want to go into that office and let her know that I can't find my keys so that she can rebuttal with an asinine reply? And I just decided, whatever she feels like she wants to come at me with, then so be it. I just say, I love you and I appreciate you. Now, how do we move forward with getting me another set of keys, you know? But I actually was afraid to go into that office because I've had so much drama with these people. But I made up in my mind when my angel man says, do what you know to do best. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Not be afraid. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So thank you for this show. Thank us for the encouragement. The Female Solution and Soul Purpose Healing. You are one of the major players on the chessboard, Dr. V, and thank you for allowing me to expound on that.
Well,
peace.
and Aho and Shade, the fear about making a decision, and it also carries the energy of regret, shame, all those low vibrating emotions, regret, shame, fear, are what keeps us in poor health. So the message tonight is, don't doubt yourself, no matter what. Like he said, if you have a desire to do something and then you think, oh, well, maybe the universe doesn't want me to do that. Matt's claiming that that's not how the creator works. So something to think about. If you have a desire to do something, you are supposed to learn a lesson, is how I look at it. You have a desire to eat some Oreo cookies. I don't know if Kwame heard the joke of that Vance, not the joke, but the situation that JD Vance described with his young child. He said he and his son were making Oreo cookies. I think I told this Friday, but for those of you who didn't hear it, he and his son were making Oreo cookie something or other. So he had poured all the cookies in the bowl, and he left the kitchen and went into the bathroom or something. And when he came back, half the cookies were gone. And he asked his son, what happened to the cookies? And his son pointed at him and said, you ate the cookies. I thought that was just the most perfect analogy of child lie. In fact, his point was how children lie. And then he brought it to adult level, how people in the other party he was describing will lie and say, it's you who did it, not me. You know, that's the narcissist. Back to the narcissist. The narcissist that says, yeah, doesn't point the finger at us. When we do something and we say, well, it's your fault, then that we're not taking responsibility. Mama AZ, you make the decision to go and confront or ask these people for help and have no regrets, no fear, and just be bold in your stance that this is what you need. And then that's what will help your body to be stronger, not weaker, because what they're saying is doubting yourself doesn't work on any level, no level at all. Your physical, your spiritual level, fourth dimension, nothing. If you doubt yourself, it's not going to work for you on the dimension that you're in or any other dimension. So the cookie incident was, that's how adults operate too often, narcissists especially. He gave an example of a narcissist in the arena that he's in the political arena. That happens all the time, where people are lying, and they blame you. They tell lies all the time, and then they blame the other person. one is it, what was it? Sanders or something was talking about how he was supporting so and so, and Gaza is not an issue for him because the current administration has been doing everything they can. They are sending humanitarian aid to Gaza. They want to send humanitarian aid to Gaza. And this was like the biggest example to me of a lie. And you're going to blame someone else. And yet they're sending all this aid to Gaza. And this is what Sanders was saying. And yet they're sending bombs too. So they really do have the intention of helping in Palestine. Really? Okay. So I'm not going to question that type of psychopathic warmongering attitude. You're going to, you want to help them. We're going to send food. We're going to send, they even said they're going to send vaccines, new vaccines to all the Palestinians in Gaza. And we got some new bombs that we're going to actually sign our names on so we can burn the hell out of your children. We can drop more bombs so we can clear the land and create property for our personal, the Zionist mafia's use. Now, that type of information, that type of confession, really, by this administration and Sanders supporting it, it just makes me say, wow, wow. And then here's our message. We got to transform, move away, and stop being divided, because that's what they want us to be, divided, even though they're talking crazy. We're going to send bombs and we're going to also send vaccines. And what the hell? Ooh, take a deep breath and just enjoy the show. As I always say, pass the popcorn, because that's just the crazy drama we're watching. And soon it'll just continue. Really, it's going to be more drama. So can we just agree to do our personal transformation and develop our integrity and develop our sovereignty? Most of all, develop our sovereignty and our integrity, and not depend on these people to govern us in any way, shape, or form. We just watch the show, get the popcorn. Anytime the C-SPAN shows anything, just get the popcorn and say, oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's see what happens. So did I hear On Air Network? We're at the top of the hour. So On Air Network, I don't see any. Oh, the Zelda show tomorrow morning. Are you voting for blue, green, or orange on Monday morning? That's her show tomorrow morning. She'll have a beautiful meditation to start us, and then it'll be a nice, healthy conversation about blue, green, or orange. Should be very interesting. Any more comments on Air Network? If not, we're gonna play our closing for, even though Blog Talk's not working, we do have a show tomorrow scheduled. And but Zelda will be on YouTube, on her YouTube channel. Let's see, where is that again? Next time, 7 a.m. YouTube.com. What's it? Higher Learning Network tomorrow. Let me get this one. Higher Learning TV show on YouTube for tomorrow. Set your alarm for 7 a.m. and you get some beautiful meditation. 7 a.m. Central, and you get some beautiful meditation. So if we don't have any more questions or comments, I hope this has been helpful for you to go into the next 2 days with some peace and joy, music. I'm thinking really I'm going to fast from social media, YouTube, all that for the next 2 days. And then Wednesday I might tune in, but it really doesn't matter at this point for me. I am just not going to be in fear about who's going to win and what's going to happen. I just know personally, I have to educate my granddaughter about abortions and reproductive rights and prevention. That's my message, how to prevent, because Black folks, Black women have been committing genocide on their own bodies, on their own children, because too many babies have been ripped out of their Black women's wombs because of all kinds of reasons. but it's time for a transformation. It's time for a new attitude. And I hope that's where we're going this week, no matter who wins. So thank you all for joining me this evening, and have a beautiful evening, and stay in unity and peace. Whatever you do, please, please stay in unity and peace. All right. So here we go. Global, thank you.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
Okay, I thought I heard Kwame. Kwame, are you trying to call? Are you on the on-air network? Okay, I don't know. Let's see. And then except Kwame is on the air. Kwame,
I tried calling in the other number, but y'all were going off.
Okay, so you're on my phone now. I'm going to let you have the last word if anyone's still listening. Go ahead. You have the last word.
Your title of your book, you were talking about fear, right?
Yes, from fear to faith, or fear to trust in the master design, something like that.
Right, but fear. Faith enters awakening knowledge.
Faith enters awakening knowledge, or what's the R?
No, I mean faith. I sent it to you in a text.
Okay, I'll read.
Wait a minute. You there?
Yes, I'm here. This is the after show.
Okay. No, it says faith enters awakening reality.
Okay. Yes, that's great. I might have to remember that because I'm editing.
I sent it into your text. So you using the word fear, but what fear is, and then you got faith, because faith conquers fear. So in the F is that the faith enters you, and awakening, when you have the fear, faith enters you and awaken your reality that you are loved. And that's what we have to learn how to do. We just changing the word, FEAR.
Yeah, because see, my journey has been from fear in a Christian teaching religious environment to faith in this design that I'm in. My soul is in my body. So that's basically why I'm re-editing the book, because from 11 years ago to now, it's been a journey of letting go of the fear and moving into total knowledge of how my master design, this human body, works. And then no more fear, because when you understand the biology of yourself, this vessel, you really can't have fear. As Matt and his wife were sharing, you understand this response that your body has to your decisions, and then you grow out of that. So thank you.
Right, but that's where awakening, that's what I'm saying. The thing is that you looked at religion and then you developed your faith. You moved out of this. You're believing in a greater source that has entered you, that has awakened your reality of who you are and the power who gives you your power.
That's right.
That's what fear is. It's to take that away from you. But really, you're saying that this book, rewriting it again, this is what fear stands for. FEAR. That's an acronym for faith enters awakening reality.
So I'm going to use that. Thank you, my brother.
It costs you. I'm gonna have to sell it to you.
Believe me, I've already decided. Canfield.
I just want a signed copy of it. If you use it, then you got to put in there. This acronym came from Kwame Sunhorse.
Well, your name is already in there, so I'll send you a copy. I'm not going to be doing paperbacks. I'm going to be doing ebooks and audio only. So you'll get
that, right, and then that gives that puts your book in the order because you're using the FEAR, but FA comes before FE.
Oh, okay. FA comes before FE.
Fear.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, we thank you for that knowledge, and we'll keep you informed. So everybody have a beautiful day, and all my yogi friends, namaste, sat nam, and aloha to all my brothers and sisters in Hawaii. Stand strong. Maui, you got this. Shalom.